All right, guys, I'm reading this book, Path of Light, and I pulled this card, Inner Freedom. And over here it says, in the beginning, spiritual practice seems like poison, but in the end tastes like nectar. Pleasure derived from the senses seems like nectar at first, but in the end is poison. This Inner Freedom card, I pulled it for the root chakra, and it's the number 13 is my karmic debt number. How do you get your karmic debt number? I forget, but you could look it up online. Just look up how do you get your karmic debt number. It's probably like you add up your birth name, the letters of your name, the letters turn into numbers. So, and then you do numerology with your name and your birthday, and you get your karmic debt number, you get your life path number, and other things like that. But I just wanted to share this card, Inner Freedom, because I know a lot of people are going through feeling like a prisoner in their body and not having their autonomy of their body, and because of the technocracy and the tech wars and the billionaires. So to gain inner freedom, guys, if you wish to be truly free from destructive habits, you need to not only abstain from such conduct, but also rewire your desires and train yourself to aim for the things that will propel you forward rather than the things that hold you back. This goes over how you should tap into your higher self rather than your lower natures. Tap into your higher natures and let go of your desires, okay? It says it in a really nice way when I read it, rather than me saying it to you guys, because I'm better when I read it. Our lower self, or ego, Amkara in Sanskrit, has the propensity to seek pleasure, immediate gratification, comfort, and ease. It likes the easy road, which is what Jesus called wide gate. That most go by that leads to suffering. This is the part of us that says things such as take the rest of the day off, relax. Let's have a few drinks and switch off. Don't worry about doing that today, start tomorrow. Or what's the big deal if I sleep this morning instead of getting up to do my practice? These are just a few of my rides of rationalizations the lower self comes up with to get its way. The outer war represented in the Bhagavad Gita is an allegory for the inner battle we each must wage on a daily basis against the lower parts of our own nature. I don't want to make this too long. Over here it says, you are what your deep driving desire is. As your desire is, so is your will. As your will is, so is your deed. As your deed is, so is your destiny. So this is just talking about how you are what you desire. Like whatever you over time. Therefore, we should focus on reducing our desire for all that harms us and holds us back, and increasing our desire for all that heals us and propels us forward. We should continually redirect our straying desires for pleasure, immediate gratification, comfort, and material objects to desire the ultimate experience, the ultimate high union with the one God. Okay, this is what my father taught me. My dad's name is Yunus. He's Prophet Jacob in the Bible, and Jacob's well and all that is just a pedophile story, but the Jacob's well and Jacob's ladder thing, that's like a Freemasonic Santa Claus chimney story that they took to take his inheritance, Jacob's inheritance, my inheritance. So this is just like talking about what my father spoke about, Muhammad Yunus, and he spoke about in the Quran, you could when he was stuck in the whale, he contemplated and he let go of his material, his ego. He had an ego death in the whale. He had nobody. He was the loneliest man in the whale by himself. The story of Pinocchio is about Jacob in the whale. And the Pinocchio Okay, the Hollywood has switched all the girl characters into men characters and the men characters into girl characters to further confuse us, okay? And to misdirect us and manipulate our minds, okay? To control our minds. Let's just say that. And so the what I'm saying is, before there was a prince, there was Yunus, okay? And Yunus taught about don't idol worship, don't fulfill all your desires, don't do don't do things to the full extent and have a balance. And he gets that balance from what? God, from meeting God, from God saving him through grace. From God's grace, Jacob got saved in the whale, and that's a metaphorical story of Jacob's of a man that really lived and really survived, loneliness, really survived depression, really survived cancer, really survived oppression and all of that, okay? And that's not talked about as much. When my father was alive, I was barely able to stand up for him as I'm able to stand up for him after he's passed away, okay? To make that make sense, because it doesn't, So, over time, as many of us in the modern world feel that there is something missing in our lives, and most of us try to resolve this feeling by pursuing external things. The problem is that nothing of the senses will ever satisfy the soul, for what we are really yearning for, whether we realize it or not, is the meaning and purpose that comes from communion with one, the self, and God. Okay? And your God self is yourself, you controlling yourself, you being in control of your autonomy and your body, and saying who, what, when, and why, and how. You're the one who knows. Other people's opinions doesn't matter. Your higher self and what you are saying matters. And that's what this inner freedom is about. And that's what frees you out of your prisoner body and your prisoner mindset, is letting go of your desires and abstaining from things that you desire. And it's at first this process is difficult, as we have conditioned ourselves to want things that are not good for us. When we begin spiritual practices such as meditation, they can be challenging and frustrating, but as we continue to practice, we begin to get a glimpse of peace, love, and joy, piercing our consciousness. We begin to feel some of the benefits of our new habits, and with this, the desire to do those things begins to grow. And this is really how I manifest, guys. This is really the manifestation 101 and key to manifestation. The key to manifestation is not manipulation. Manipulation is not manifesting. Manifesting is when you let go of your desires and be one with God, and you let God do the work by you changing your mindset. Okay, so that was the first card for the root chakra. For the second, for the sacral chakra, the sacral chakra, I got Dharma, and I'll go over that another day. Okay, so have a good day. Peace out.